All right, now we have number 2, which reads, Vicky reads at a constant rate. She can read 3 pages in 7 minutes. We want to know how many pages, P, Vicky can read after T minutes. So for the first question here, A, it says to write a linear equation in 2 variables that represent the number of pages Vicky reads in any given time interval. So pretty much want to come up with an equation that's going to help us figure out how much Vicky's reading for a given time, how many pages she's reading. So for this problem, we need to first, I'll figure out, okay, what's the C we're working with here for Vicky. So it's P over T is what we're looking at because, again, Y is the distance traveled or the amount of thing getting done. So let me just, up here, just show us the original equation we're working with. Y is whatever you're working with, and X is the time frame. So in this case, Y is going to be the pages, the P, and X is the time or the T, which we're given here and here, right? There's the T, there's the P. Okay, so for Vicky, we know the P and the T in this case because that's saying here she can read 3 pages, right? That's the pages P, and the time is T, right? So the 7. So let's plug in here. C is going to equal P, which is 3 over 7. Sorry, P is 3 and T is 7. So that's our constant rate for Vicky, 3 over 7. So to turn this wants us to create a linear equation in 2 variables. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to set these 2 things equal to each other, right? This, because C is equal to C, right? That's obvious. So we can set P over T equal to 3 over 7. And using this proportion, we're going to be able to create an equation for it. So again, I'm going to use the butterfly method, which is we're multiplying that times that, and that times that. So in this case, we're going to get P times 7 is 7P is equal to 3 times T is 3T, right? And then we want to get that P by itself. So I'm going to divide by 7 on both sides. That goes away. It's 7 over 7 is 1, so it's 1P is equal to 3 over 7 times T. So there's the equation that we're working with. That is our linear equation in 2 variables, the variables being P and T. Okay, so if you follow those same steps for a similar equation, it'll work out for you. Now, using that equation, P is equal to 3/7. Right, so the equation is P is equal to 3 over 7 times T. Using that equation, we're going to fill in this table. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to plug in these T values into the equation. So in this case, for the first one, it's going to be P is equal to 3 over 7 times 0. See how I just plugged in the 0 into the T spot? Anything times 0 is 0, so it's 0. So P is equal to 0. So that makes sense. If you have read for 0 minutes, you're going to have read 0 pages. That just is obvious, right? Next, we'll do 20. So I'm going to do P is equal to 3 over 7 times 20. Now, I want to make this crystal clear if you're doing this so you can do this on your own when you're practicing problems when you're doing it on the test. So to multiply across here, it's the same as doing 3 over 7
Attention, student,
times 12 over 1. And when you're multiplying fractions like this, you just multiply across. So it's 3 times 20 makes 60. 7 times 1 is 7. And if I plug this into a calculator, I will get 60 divided by 7 is 8.6. So that's 8.6 pages here because we're rounding to the nearest tenth. It says tenths place. All right, next we'll do 40. So P is equal to 3 over 7 times 40. Again, I'm going to follow the same step of just turning that 40 into a fraction, which is 40 over 1. So I can easily see I'm multiplying across. 3 times 40 is 120. 7 times 1 is 7. And 120 divided by 7 is going to be 17.1. So that is 17.1 pages here. And then lastly, we've got 60. So P is equal to 3/7 times 60. Again, I'm plugging that into that's the t-value, so 60 is going to go in the t-value, giving us, I'm going to show it again, 3/7 is equal to 60/1. When I multiply across, I get 180 there, 7 there, which equals 25.7. So that's 25.7 pages. So all this means is, right, if Vicky was to read 20 minutes, she'll get 8.6 pages done. If she reads 40 minutes, 17.1 pages. And if she reads 60 minutes, she'll read 25.7 pages. All right, so the question here is, about how long will it take Vicky to read 20 pages? So we're going to use the table here to make sense of that. And it's pretty straightforward. So if we're looking over here at the number of pages that she's reading, I know that 20 pages is between here and here, right? It's between 17 and 25, right? So it's somewhere in here, right? So maybe just to make sense of it, 20 pages is going to be somewhere in there, right? So I know that it's going to take Vicky between 40 and 60 minutes to read 20 pages. So how would I explain this? I'll just say it will take her between 40 and 60 minutes to read 20 pages. I know this because it took her 40 minutes to read about 17 pages, and 60 minutes to read about 25 minutes. All right? It has to be somewhere between. It has to be somewhere between. Okay, and that is 2C. All right.